Welcome to part 2. This should be the end of it. We're going to finish off this battle that we've been doing with our mechs, and then we are going to then go through how the game is actually then played. I should have, in terms of its logical progression, it should be the other way around. I should have shown how the game is played and then showed the combat, but really the combat is the meat and potatoes of the game. And so if you're watching this as episode 2, you're probably already thinking, wow, this is actually a damn good combat game, a tactical game. And it really is. It's very, very cool the way it does actually work. Now, we've got a few things going on at this point in time. We've just finished one of our rounds. We don't have any limits, round limits. Some of the battles will actually have timing limits. Some of them will have reinforcements coming. There's all sorts of different mech types. We've already destroyed now one of the, like we've got a crashed and ejected mech in through there, and we've got a crashed and destroyed tank. The tanks are quite weak. They're just lights. There's still one more tank back in through this side. Let's have a look and see what actually happens with this one. This is the, we just go to the tank. The tank is going to try to do an attack, but really it can't really sort of get through the mountains. So that attack is going to be very, very weak as long as we stay where we are. Also, this mech over through here is in the middle of an attack where it is actually got a fairly good range of view on our particular mech. This unit here, as we had a look at before, the shielding has come down a little bit. We're going to need to stay with the shielding, so let's pop the shields up to actually just combat that particular combat. So that's now we're going to have the shield up while this one comes in. We can also move while we're doing that one. So let's move this one up so we end up in a good position. Again, still protecting ourselves from that tank that's back in through there. So we'll move this one up into that location. We'll then wait. And we'll wait. Actually, I don't need to wait because I'm not going to be moving from this position. Actually, yes, I will. I'll do the attack. So I'll just move out. I'm just using the indicator to give me a timer. Let's move out to around here somewhere, and then we'll jump down into the objective. So what we'll do is we'll then go and do an attack after that. So as soon as we finish, I'm just then just put this along in the timer where we want this one to go. Just going to throw that one into there, and we're then going to be attacking this one at optimal range. And so actually we've got heat problems there, so we'll just go and wait there. Let's go and keep on attacking that guy. That would actually be fairly good at 88s at that stage. So we're going to be running with the shield. We get to that point, we then wait, and then we attack. So his attack will have finished at that point. We then actually attack that guy at 88s. At that point, so the wait, I can't actually sort of extend that anymore. I'll just go and I'll just leave them where they are. So we'll then at that point go and do a jump. Actually, I'll do more waiting at that stage, just a little bit more. In fact, I'll wait because the heat, see how the heat is really high at that stage? I need to really wait until the heat is down. So let's just wait until the end of the turn. In fact, I can just do it that way. That's going to be fine. So that's him done. He should be able to protect himself. This one here has taken no damage at all. And if we have a look and see what his attacks are, if we just go and throw an attack in through there, we've got optimal range right there, right now. So, and we're not going to be targeted by anything. So I might as well actually just do an attack, and there's no heat coming in there at all either. So the heat goes up, it then starts to come back down by around about here. By this stage, we should have actually have this one finished off. So we'll just go across, throw another attack in around here somewhere. Again at this unit, but I'm going to close in now. I do need to go and start to take and get the pings happening on this. So what we'll do is we'll wait while we're attacking. So we'll just get that first attack covered back over through here. We'll then move in to the objective, and even though we're going to be there, it'll be okay. So we'll do that when we're going to be halfway through the attack. Let's just do that. And then we'll just move this attack. We can just drag that attack just to finish at the end of the run. And so he's now going to be right on the objective. This unit, we're not going to be able to see at this point in time. Let's just do this one. This one should finish this guy off with the combination of attacks that we actually have. So we'll execute the strategy. Yep, good attacks going in. In fact, we just destroyed it. So that's all wasted. That's all wasted. And we're now inside the ping area. So HQ, the drone is a rough location of the crate, but we're going to need another ping to ensure it's picked up. Stay at the location to finish this. Roger, roger. Okay, so we've got ping 1 of 2. Need one more turn. We've now destroyed everything except for this tank. Now this tank is what's it going to do? It is going to go, and then it's going to try to attack again, our big unit up the top through here. Again, it can't fire through there. And so really by the time it gets to 2 seconds, it's over and done with for that particular turn. So we'll go back to this guy through this side. If we just go and have a bit of a look at doing a bit of a run, if we ran to here, that's then going to take us right to the very end. If I run to that point, if I then do a dash, do I get a shot there? Oh, not really. I won't do that. I'll just right click, that just resets it. Let's just do a combat at that point then, in that case. So we'll just do an attack when he gets to that end. 64, that should finish him off anyway. So let's just continue on around. This guy is done. I don't think he may get a shot actually. So we just have to make sure that we're back inside the area for what we're doing. So let's just go and move this one across. So we'll just move it over this way a little bit. And then run again. So just move around the objective. Do an attack on the tank. That will be fine. That should get us the kill and the win. Okay, so we'll execute the plan again. Yeah, so it's hitting and there we go. It's got some the start of a shot and through that side. And we didn't quite get the kill, but we're very close. Okay, all right, the crate is locked on. Our drone has the coordinates and should be descending any second now. So this is the objective all along. So the drone will now arrive and take that one away. This thing here is basically dead, but it's still actually alive at this point in time. So if we just go to this one, the unit inside, the pilot inside, has still got full health. This is where the concussion attacks can be really quite cool. In fact, this guy's going to drive away and then eject. So really, we don't have to do anything here, but let's just go and finish it off. So let's just go and do that one at 50%, so that'll be okay. And we'll let this guy also, in fact, what I can do here is I'll see if I can do a run at the tank. So we'll do a run to there, and then we'll do a dash across and try to sort of smash it if we can. It's above maximum range. We can't really quite do that one. It's a shame. I would have loved to have shown these things actually smashing into the lighter units. It's quite cool the way it does work. Yeah, I can't get there. All right, we'll just go back across. We'll get rid of the run because we can literally just do another attack at 90%. So he'll then fire away. So he's in the middle of firing. It's very much like it's frozen synapse, but in just such a nice way. That's where it starts to then fire. That's going to be optimal range, and that will be destroyed. And that will be just before the pilot ejects. So the pilot will then be killed. Let's go and execute. So we don't need to do anything else. There comes the drone. It's been destroyed on the way through. Awesome, awesome. Okay, we took a bit of damage there. So victory, all hostiles eliminated. Site is now under control. But it can go badly wrong. So don't be like I've been able to sort of fight this one fairly effectively with the weaponry that we have. One thing we can do, which I should have shown this one. I'll just go and just go continue. So I'll hopefully be able to show it now. Actually, I'll show it after this bit of it through this side. Now this is victory. So all hostiles eliminated. Site is now under control. Congratulations, the enemy has been defeated and you now have control of the site. Now the control of the enemy on the location that we're at has been diminished by 20, and the escalation though has gone up by plus 40, which means that there's going to be they're going to be protecting their forces, and so this indicates essentially that they're going to be much more alarmed and much more ready for us if we stay in this province. So we have to then decide, do we stay in and keep on trying to raid in here, whether that's a Phantom Brigade, or do we take the Phantom Brigade somewhere else and try to pick up some other supplies there? Now eventually we can go off and hide as well, and it will then diminish over time. But the escalation has now gone up at that point. Now this is actually essentially the budget breakdown in terms of salvage, the salvage budget. So decide what to recover, dismantle, We'll skip from the loot found on the battlefield. We have a limited budget and items vary in salvage costs, so choose wisely. Now, sometimes we've got the packaged items were extracted intact, so we've actually got those. We don't know what they are just yet. So some equipment was retrieved intact by our drones during the fight. They are marked for recovery by default at no salvage cost. So we've got those as well. At the moment, what we've got is we've got none that are automatically recovered. Sometimes you'll actually get some automatic recovery. Dismantled back in through this side as well if we wanted to sort of have things that were dismantled. I'll explain what that is in just a minute. And then skipped is plus 12. And then we've got the batteries plus 50. So we've got plus 150 back in through there. So we've got some sort of refueling for the battery there if we needed it. So we've got that one. The Nox is back in through this side. Actually, you'll see there that they have been designated for pickup. These may be the packaged items. So anyway, that means that they're being picked up. Now, this is the Defender mech that we saw, the Aggressor mech that we saw, what we sort of see back in through this side. Again, we can say, okay, look, from all of the componentry that's left on the battlefield, we can just go and say, okay, look, just recover the whole lot. So select the equipment to be used. I'll just go and show you that one. This one has different costs depending on what it actually is. And you can see there we're 20 over if we wanted to try to get everything from the Defender. If I go across, this is dismantle, so convert an item into supplies. This has lower salvage cost than full recovery. But supplies are important, as you'll see in just a minute. And then we've also got abandoned, so leave the equipment on the battlefield. Now, I probably would be better off, unless there's something I really, really want. And I don't know I think these mean that they've got like special abilities or something. Not sure what that is. Customizable, there's no subsystem installed. Plated plus 11% integrity. So this has got like extra stuff on it. We've got the arm and the legs as well. Let's just go to recovery for that one. That's 25. That's 25. The actual weaponry is only level 2, so it's not really of any great use to us. Let's go and get rid of all of those. So we've basically sort of told them not to get any of those. Let's go and dismantle these. So this is fairly cheap. We're up to 5. If we just go across, dismantle that one, so that's a 10. So we're 5 over, which means that we can then just sort of ditch, say, one of these, the arrow that's there. Yep, so let's go that one through there. So that's 100, and we do end up with a bit of, we dismantle 6, we recover 2 back in through this side, we skip over 4 where we don't pick these up at all from the battlefield. We get another 257 supplies, and supplies are very, very important as well, so don't skip on them. We've only got 450 at this point in time in the game, so we'll confirm that, but we do want to use up all of our budget. This is quite important, so we're just going to confirm. Starting the salvage, away you go. And so this is actually what we ended up picking up in the recovery, like from the equipment that we then raided. So it looks like these units were transporting heavy armor sets. They have more integrity than medium armor, but are heavier, meaning they dissipate less heat and decrease speed. A build that plays to the strengths of such armor can be formidable. So we'll just go continue. And so that was the location that we actually had the fight. Now, the negative 20 has now reduced their strength by 20 in this particular field. It's paused, by the way, so we don't have to really worry about it. This is the hostility. This is the actual region that we're in. So now I'll talk about the actual overmap, because we haven't spoken about this at all. And so when we're playing the game, I'm almost tempted to look at this a few different ways actually. Just let me think about how to best present this. All right, I've had a bit of a think, and I think what I'll do is talk about the repercussions after a battle. So we've taken a little bit of damage, but not very much at all. 98% on the longbow and 82% left on the protector. And so what these will then do is, over time, they will get repaired unless we click on them. So if we decide, look, I don't want that one being repaired, I don't want to be sort of wasting the resources, and it's called liquid fix, and this is sort of like the fixing resources that come through the actual base, the mobile base, which we've got down through this side. And so the mobile base, so let's just say we decided we weren't going to fix that one, I would then click, and that would stop that one from using up this resource. So that's actually where we are there, but I'll let that one actually happen. And so these get fixed up over time, diminishing this particular resource in through here. So that's actually what will happen now after the battle. If I let time run forward, which I'll just do so you can see it, it's now oops, there we go, just let it run forward, and so this will now be fixed up just slowly over time. I'll just pause that again. Right, so as we move around the actual field, this is the area that we can then go and see. We can see that there's actually some combat at the battle site back over through here. And so if we can get to that one and help out, we'll then be able to sort of then pick up some extra units from the National Guard, which is actually the friends that we're fighting with. So this is the home, sorry, not the National Guard, the Home Guard. And so the Home Guard are fighting a battle through there. If we can get to that one, we can help out. Over through here, we actually have like a farm. And so this is, so liberate this facility to unlock local effects. So repairs consume less liquid fix and repairs progress faster. This is a civilian facility. While it is not enforced, units that guard it may be more challenging. So we've got again a threat level of 75 at this point in time. What else do we have in through this side? We've got objectives, primary, so we can actually go and click on the actual objectives that are here. There's 2 objectives that we have to try to get to. Reinforced camp is another one. So these are all missions that we can decide when we want to do them. We also have these things as well, which we can come and help out. So this is actually like the actual battle site. So we have a list of things that we're aware of back in through this side. As we move around as well, there'll be all sorts of other threats that will then appear on that particular level in through there. You can see there that the liquid fix has now gone down slightly. Other things we can do, if I just go into the pause menu and go to load, so we've got like, this is really quite good, and this is actually, it encourages save scumming, and I do like when games of this sort of complexity do actually have save scumming. So we've got an auto save from before the combat. If I was unhappy with the results of that combat, I could go back and play it again. But that was actually a very, very good result for us. And we also have an autosave after combat. So this is actually where things actually happen with the autosaves. It's really quite good the way it does work. So make use of it. Like if you start a battle and you think, oh, I don't like that. You can also save, by the way, at any point in time. So you can do it yourself. When we go to the next combat, that will then sort of, that particular autosave will then sort of reset, and then we're away again. But that's it's very nice the way this one does work. So if you don't like the results, save scum. Like it's that way you'll learn the game better and you'll have more fun from the actual game itself. So I thought I'd just show that one because I think that's important to be aware of that one. Let's have a bit of a look. We've got a few extra things that have now appeared at the top through here. So the one that we're looking at is the world view. We'll talk a little bit about the world view back in through here. We've got a place called Headmark. Now you see it's coloured blue. We started the game with this one. This is actually the tutorial faction or the tutorial area. I would strongly suggest that you go and do that one. I'll show you that one in just a minute. Oscar Wheel is actually the is the area that we're now sort of attacking into. So this is actually where we're heading, and we've got sort of like a the hostile province. Hostile provinces can have varying levels of enemy activity, otherwise known as escalation. Escalation grows when the mobile base is present in the province and drops if it leaves. So at the moment it's increasing, and it increased by 40 in the last one. Now you'll see that there's provinces all over the map, like they sort of extend all over the place. So it's a long game to play out, and it's not that it doesn't have the same thing everywhere, but there is a lot of the same sort of stuff. So for example, that one there that we actually did, that particular mission is always going to be that mission, but it'll have different units when you come in, different maps, so it still plays differently. There is a lot of replay value in the game. Let's go back now, actually back up through here. We've then got the base itself, which we sort of saw before the combat. We can come back into this whenever we feel like it to sort of chop and change things. If we now go back and have another look, we've got the pilots. I won't talk much about the pilots, but these have got their own upgrades as well, and so they can take damage. They've got, you can see through here, it's like Nadia Harper has got 1 deployment, 1 victory. She destroyed 2 units, and or he or she, whichever one, at full health, enemies killed 2. So she actually, I think it's a she, is it? I've got no idea. I think Nadia is a girl's name, but I may be wrong. Anyway, she's got those sorts of deployments back in through there, and her call sign is Kilo. So she was in part of that last battle. Sierra also went in, so he is, and they've got different personalities, not that it makes that much difference. I think over time these will play a much bigger role, and so there'll be much more role play with the characters that you end up having. So Sierra, back in through this side, if we go and click on him, we can actually go and edit them as well, where they've got like the different sorts of, oh there we go, we can find out what the pronouns were. We can cancel that one, go to kilo and edit. So she, her, yeah, it is a she. All right. So and so you can change the look of them. If you end up with where you've just happened to sort of luck out with, so you can sort of randomize the various aspects with whatever you want. Anyway, we'll just cancel that one. So this will become more fleshed out, I think, over time. It plays a very minor role in the game at this stage, but it is actually in there. So they do actually have, you can see there with their health, they've got different sorts of concussion resistance, concussion points, and this will be different between the various pilots. Back in through there as well. Back in through here, we've got the actual units, so the longbow and the protector. Again, we fleshed them out in the last episode. You can see you can sort of go and chop and change them. You can go back and edit these whenever you wanted to. We can have a look to see if we picked up anything that was worthwhile. We've actually got like a sniper rifle at level 3, which may be worthwhile putting on depending on the action that we go into. But you can see that you can personalize these just before you step into battle. It's like they sort of think, okay, look, throw that particular unit on, or that particular arm, that particular weapon, whatever it might be, and away you go. So that's actually all ready to go. This is no problem at all. We'll just go back up again, out again. So that's actually useful to sort of see what did happen. Actually, with that one there, I might just go that way. You can just long click on those. And so if we go back into the Noxes, we've got the arrows, which we picked up, the Cerberus, and then we've got the Nox. Anyway, I'll leave it where that is. The next one across is the inventory, which has got the stuff that we did sort of pick up, so we can sort of see everything. Again, we can sort of just go into specific subsystems to have a look to see what's going on if we wanted to. Then we've got the workshop. Now, the workshop we haven't spoken about, so you haven't seen this at all before. This is where we can then go and build different things. Now, at the moment, we can build a mech frame if we wanted to, and build like a third mech. We've got a space for one more mech with what we're doing. And we've got the Elbrus body parts as well. We can sort of start to build these if we wanted to construct these. These take 70 supply to build one of these. We've got 707 after the last mission, so we've got a fair few supplies. So we can sort of go across. This is the lower body, the upper body. So we can go and start to build aspects of these particular mechs as well, so just the actual componentry parts. If we go into this one, this is the this one does then have an advanced assembly. It goes up to 105. Uncommon components, we actually don't have any of those, so we can't build that one. And then this one here needs even more like rare components, so we can't actually build those. We can only build the basic sort of blocks essentially for that one through there. For the actual mech frame itself, this one costs 300 to then build the starting point for a new mech. And so that's where we would then sort of add all the components onto the new mech and build up a third mech if we needed it, which would be good to have. But anyway, we've got that one through there. Again, we've got body parts and utility. This is for all of them up through this side. But over time, this will get more fleshed out. And I'll show you that right now, because the last one is actually like the upgrades that we can then go and get. Now, these do cost supply, so these are important to sort of see what's going on. So the overdrive mode, so drastically increase the speed of mobile base by redirecting waste exhaust through a turbocharger. This one's going to cost me 600 to get that one. There's no timing on this one, it's just immediate. This one here is stealth mode, so cloaks the base from the enemy forces, drastically reducing detection ranges, limits movement speed, and quickly consumes power reserves. That's also 600. So you do need these supplies for these. The reactor, so it allows the power core to store more energy and enables further customization. That's going to cost me 500, and I get 25 extra energy storage in for that one. This one here is like a smoke charge, which is buildable, and this one's going to cost me, say, 400. So let's just go and throw that one on board. Let's go and click on that one, and that's now been charged. Sorry, not charged, but it's now been activated. If we now go back into the workshop, we now actually have smoke charges, which we can then go and start to build. These cost 150, so let's just go and build one. There we go. It's going to take a little bit of time to actually sort of get that one done. That's going to protect our base. So there's all sorts of weird and wonderful things you can do in the game, which is quite nice. We're down to 157 supplies. We now need to go back out and do another mission, essentially. So that's sort of where we would then be in the game itself. So then we've gone through pretty much all of the bits and pieces to do with the game. Let's just go into the world, and I'll just show you. Let's just go and start to move with our base. So we're now moving off, and so we're just moving through. We're now coming across even more. There's a hidden Cage Workshop. Now these are units that are coming to try to find us. So there's this one's worth 82, and so when we have a look at these, this one here is a squadron of enemy soldiers that hunts the Phantom Brigade. Eliminating all units groups in this area should allow for a safer retreat and salvaging if done before the reinforcements arrive. So these will come through, and these are random. Like, you don't know what these are going to be. So some of these things are random, some of them aren't. These are random. This one here is actually an express, so a mobile squad that transports valuable parts. So this one here is coming to hunt us. This one here is coming to, it's just moving. So let's move out of the way. It's probably going to catch us. Yep, it's closing in on us. Can we get out of there? It went to where the fight was. Yep, so we just avoided it. Let's actually, now it's found us. Oh no, it is aware of us. It's coming after us now. Let's just see what actually happens. I haven't tried one of these smoke charges just yet. So gear up. So stun the enemy. So deploy a smoke charge and ram the enemy sensors to escape. Smoke charges can be manufactured at the workshop. So let's just go and use one of those. Done, and we then escape. So it's now stunned for a little bit of time. We get it back across the border and we're out of it. So that's sort of how it does work. Let's finish this off. So Taste of Normal. So nice to hear that radio broadcast. So we're back in, and so this will then start to de-escalate a little bit. It's up at 109 at this point in time. Just let it sort of continue. So this is this battle site is nearly over. So we can go back, for example, to resupply points and then get this resupplied. In fact, I'll just go and do that. So they're stunned for now. I mean, I could have taken them on, but I thought we'd just sort of show how that one actually does work. Here they come. Are they going to cross the border? Looks like they are, actually. So they're crossing the border, and so in through here we can now rest and resupply. That will then get this set up. Yeah, it came to the border and then moved off again. So it's trying to hunt us down. So that's one that we probably would be able to take on at some point. But you can see there's a lot in the game. It's really quite interesting, quite good fun. The tactical battles are great. Here comes that convoy. I think it's the convoy. Actually, rest and resupply. Yeah, it's still going through. Oh, that's another patrol. So we've got two patrols that are now hunting us down, looking for us. They're crossing the border, and we've still got a fair few hours yet before the rest is. We're only going to get 3, so it's not really worth resting. We don't need to do any rest, but I thought I'd just show that aspect of the game as well, just so you get a bit of a feel for it. Yeah, very, very cool game. Yeah, so this one's now crossing the border to come after us. And they can send other forces across to do other things as well. So it's a full-on strategy game, tactical game as well. Like it's there we go. I've now sort of got this one back up to 100 with the rest and resupply. Let's go back out to the menu, confirm the exit, and if we go to new game, I think I'll just show this so you get a bit of a feel for what's going on with this as well. If I go to new game, the one I just played was a quick start. So that's what we sort of had played, and that was the first mission of a quick start that we played. If we go to new campaign, and I'm thinking that quite often, probably what you'll be seeing on the on YouTube will be people playing the first missions of the campaign. Be aware, this is just a tutorial, and it's very, very good, but it's the same scripted attacks all the time, pretty much. I mean, there is some changes to it, but overall, it's really to give you the guidance to actually get an understanding of how different mechs work. You'll be given bigger mechs as well in that campaign to just get used to how to use melee mechs, and it's really is worth doing. But it sort of doesn't have the the randomness of the main campaign itself. So start at the beginning and ease into the basics of combat before taking on the campaign. This is absolutely worth doing. Absolutely worth doing. It's going to take a fair bit of time, though, to do it. The quick start was the one that we just did. And again, if I just go back and start that one, there is an adjustment of difficulty. You can adjust the difficulty with all sorts of different things. So we're back into here. Again, this is where the campaign takes place. We do start off there. If I just move across, we're going to find that same combat that we just did will be there. but the layout of what we're doing will be slightly different. So we'll just go back across. I can speed up time. There we go. We're seeing that one, same ones that we saw there before. Broken down convoy. So it's the same loadout essentially. So there's not as much randomization as I would love to see. And when we come back into this one, we get the same setup in through there that we started in the last episode. Different map that we now have. Still got 4 units. We're coming in over here. Our extraction point is on the opposite side of the map, so practically useless to us. I love that this is random, like the way it sort of does work in through this side as well. This one is actually good. And again, if we just go back into the squads, you'll see that they've got like the default loadouts for the longbow and the protector in through there. Anyway, guys, I will leave it here. I think that sort of does present the game, so at least you get a good feel for the scope of the strategic elements and also the incredibly good tactical elements with its WEGO system. Very much like Frozen Synapse with the way that the combat works, but taken to a higher level, I think personally. I really do quite like what it does. And yeah, it's just a really cool game. Like, it's one of these games that I think would be easy to bypass it. Just because of the way it looks. It doesn't look as polished as some of the other mech games, but in terms of its actual game mechanics, I think it excels pretty much nearly every other mech game that I've ever come across. I think it's just a brilliant little game. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.